Aloha guys, welcome back. Shooting food photography inside a restaurant can come with its fair share of difficulties, but one of the worst parts is lighting. You don't have any control of the conditions inside, and sometimes you just don't have the right available light. So let me show you what I do to try to produce the best quality photos every time I go to a restaurant. Aloha, I'm Chris Horry, a husband, a golfer, a drummer, a photographer, and a soon-to-be father. My passion for photography has created experiences that I could never dream of and taught me so many valuable life lessons. I want to take all these lessons and teach them to you so we can grow together. Welcome to Chris Creates. Aloha guys, welcome back to Chris Creates. I get a lot of calls to shoot food photography. There are tons of restaurants that use delivery services and websites, and they have social media, and they need content for those platforms. So I get hit up, I show up, I go to the restaurant, I set up some lights, and I take the photos. Every single restaurant is different. There's always a different layout. They generally have windows, but which way the sun's hitting the windows is always so much different. So today I wanted to discuss how you can go to different places, like different restaurants, and you can get very consistent photos every single time, and you don't have to worry that when you show up, it gets weird. This is basically a foolproof way to always make sure you can get good photos in any type of restaurant location. So the first thing you do is you have to go and call the restaurant first and find out if they have windows with visible light. This is a big deal because this will help you bring what you need to the shoot. So you call, you ask, 90% of them are gonna have some kind of window. Just ask if you could position the table that you're gonna shoot the food on next to that window. I would always suggest shooting during the day, of course, but other than that, shoot when the sky and the sun is high in the air. I just assume that from 10:30 to 2 p.m. is a good window, 1 p.m. is a good window when the sun is high in the air and it won't be casting that much shadow in the windows, and there's a possibility that you can get some even light coming in. So you call, you get that, you figure out your gear. I bring one off-camera strobe, a bounce board, and a reflector, and I also bring a tablecloth, but that's for a completely different video. So you show up, get inside, talk to the owner, get everything squared away, how you're gonna get the food and all those things, and then kind of get set up. So you're gonna take a table and you put it by the window. Now, I want an even amount of light coming through that window. And sometimes the light is either a little too harsh or a little not, but either way, there probably won't really be enough light, at least for the settings that I like to use in my camera. There won't be enough available light to make the photo just pop and shoot, right? So the first thing I'll do is I'll get a bounce board or I'll get a reflector and I'll get it set up on a stand and just off camera, on the opposite side that I'm basically gonna use the flash. So for the shoot that I was on this past week, the window was to my right and the bounce board was to my left, or the reflector was to my left. So I take a flash, I put it on a stand, and I put it about halfway up the window, about 3 feet above the height of the table, right? Now, I don't put any deflector or anything on it. I leave it so it just is open, right? I want it to spray out, I want it to reflect. Now, through trial and error, I've flashed it at the window, I flashed it back through the window, and I flashed it up at an angle to the window, and I flashed it at the ceiling. And what I've learned is that when I point it straight in the air, for some reason, the light goes up in this type of angle and it reflects back down. You get a little bit of nice, clean white reflection back off the glass, and you get whatever's above you. If you have a white ceiling in the restaurant, it's gold. You're good to go. Or if right now in COVID conditions, you're shooting outside under one of those white tents, you're even more gold because the sunlight through that tent basically makes a perfect softbox, and it's brilliant. But for this example, the light was pointed straight up about a foot off the window, and it just reflects this way, up and then back down. Now, pull the trigger, get something to sample, pull the trigger, and the light looks nice, it looks clean, but it's casting a shadow. The plate itself is casting a shadow because the light's coming back at this direction. So there's a plate of food, there's light, right? So this side, there's a shadow, right? Now, you could put another flash up to your left, but there's nothing to reflect it off. You could go ahead and set up a couple more things, but that just seems too cumbersome, right? You're in someone's restaurant, you don't want to take up too much space, and you don't want to be too much of an eyesore for the customers that are coming in and out. So what I do is I take a reflector and I put it to my left, right? And I use I've tried using just the white reflectors, and those can work fine. If you even have like just a bounce board, that'll work just fine. But because I have an actual reflector, I just use the more metallic looking reflective side of it. So to my left, I have the reflector set up. 90-degree angle. To my right, there's the window, 90-degree angle. The flash is pointed straight in the air above the table, and it's kind of going to reflect in a little bit of a circle. All the concentration of light is going to end up coming down semi-evenly on the plate, right? So once I got those angles set up and I took a picture, I immediately knew that we were onto something. It was good to go. I just needed to kind of fine tune the camera settings, make sure my focus spot was good, and then it just came and went straight composition. Everything comes down to composition once you get your lighting set up. So I kind of knew going into the restaurant that the lighting was going to be a little difficult to work with, but I could tell that I at least had a good day of light coming in the window and a big enough window to bring enough light in so that when I would use all the other tools, that the photo itself would come out great. We did 10 plates that day. I think we might have even done 11, and they looked amazing. The dishes looked good. It was a sandwich spot, so it was a little more difficult to shoot because there was a lot more background going on versus if you're looking just straight down on regular plates of food, you can get away with just a really nice tabletop or a tablecloth. But yeah, client was super excited. I was super stoked. I got to show him the pictures in LCD so we could kind of feel real comfortable that we got the photos done real well. And yeah, I had deliverables the next day and I got paid and boom, we're moving on. I got a couple photos from my portfolio and I learned something, a little more experience under the belt. And now my next photo shoot, I'll be that much more ready to get in there and fire away. So guys, this has been great. Food photography is an awesome way to earn some cash. If you're struggling to find areas that you can earn money, food photography is a very good way. So I suggest if you're gonna start, ask people that you cook, maybe cook for yourself. As soon as you're done plating, just find somewhere that you have it already set up, go take a photo, boom, take another photo, boom, go eat your food, and you have a sample for yourself. A lot of photography you can do yourself, and this one is one that you can almost create a decent portfolio at home if you can just cook decent looking food and have nice plates and a tablecloth to shoot it on. This has been great. I hope you guys learned something today. I'm learning every time I get to talk and teach to you guys, so this is fucking awesome. So yeah, this has been great, guys. I hope you guys learned something today. I'm learning so much about myself and photography every time I kind of come up with the idea that I'm gonna do the video about, and then I have to go on camera and explain it. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in and listening. We'll have a video out again soon, trying to get one a week, so we'll get one going. And maybe you wanna click here if you're still interested in what I'm talking about. And if not, guys, subscribe, like, give me some love. I love you guys, and we'll see you soon. All right, guys? Mahalo.